Okay, good evening, everybody. I'm WA6LBU Master of Ceremonies for tonight. This is the February board meeting for the 3905 Century Club. And we will start this off with a roll call for directors who are on board, starting with the first area.
First call area is here. KB1XP present.
Okay. Second call area.
N2XCT alternate director here.
Okay. Third call area.
AE3HAY here.
Okay. Fourth call area.
Yeah, Gary, K9 GWS here.
Okay. Fifth area, WA6LBU. Sixth
Sixth area present, WY6N.
Okay. Seventh call area.
Alternate K7PGL.
Okay. Thank you. Eighth area. Ninth area.
Eighth area yet.
Somebody just popped in. Was that
Craig?
It was Craig.
V3CMB.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Ninth area.
Ninth area, W9ROG.
Okay. 10th area.
AA0HF present.
Okay. DX.
BE3CMB present.
Okay. Thank you. President and vice president.
Both here, president accounted for.
Okay, that works. Thanks everybody for attending. I would like, at the request of our secretary, if we have any discussion, which we shouldn't on some of this, what we have on the agenda tonight, please start your comments with your call sign. This will make it much easier for him to compile the detailed minutes that are required. So with that, does that suffice, Doug?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Doug N3VEJ, and if you just introduce yourself like that, it would be great because that shows up where it's just a solid stream of text otherwise.
Okay, thank you. With that, we go after the December meeting minutes. Are there any corrections?
I do have a comment, Clay. Sorry.
V3CMB.
V3CMB. Sorry, yeah, V3CMB.
Okay, go ahead, Greg.
I had noted before that there were a couple of just small things that more editorial last month, and then somebody mentioned something else, but now we have the entire, if you look at the minutes right now, it's basically the entire transcript from the YouTube channel. And I'm just wondering if we can help Doug by obviously the minutes are going to be good and going to be approved because they're word for word. But I'm just wondering if we can work before next month, maybe help Doug and give him some guidance so that it must have taken him a long time to do this. Anyway, done.
Okay. With that, I saw a hand up by Mr. President.
I concur with exactly what Craig was trying to say. I think what Doug has done was far more than I think we should expect as a secretary. We've got the official transcript, which is the YouTube, and I think what we should be voting on in the minutes is that we either approved or disapproved something, and not necessarily what Craig may have said or what I may have said or somebody else may have said, because we seem to get kind of tangled up with that. Just FYI, Doug, how much time did you put into preparing that transcript from the December meeting?
Took about 6 hours.
6 hours.
Yeah. See.
And wow. I had to. This is Doug N3VEJ. What I had to do is listen to the transcript and watch the video of it to see who was actually speaking, so I could, because a lot of times the speaker would change in the middle of a line, because when it records the audio, it just records words.
Yeah.
If it's okay, I think what we can do between now and the March meeting is do a kind of a high level expectation of how we want to record our meetings, and then rely on the official transcript as the YouTube video. So,
Okay, Gary, you had something.
Greg, is that where you is that where
Yes.
you're going with that?
Yeah, no, exactly, Dean.
Yep. Done.
So
Okay, Gary,
Gary,
go ahead.
K9 GWS, I totally agree. I mean, I think this is overkill. So just wanted to make that comment.
Okay. Okay, thank you. With that, I would like to thank Doug for the hours that he put into transcribing in great detail. So, with that, are there any corrections for the marathon minutes?
Eric, did you have your hand up? Yeah, I saw your hand up a second.
I did. That's okay, Clay. Just one kind of guidance for Doug too is I don't know if we have the feature, if we paid for it, but Zoom has an AI companion that'll sit and take the minutes for us and mark who said what and summarize them for us. So I'd encourage us to look at that. There's a little agent that'll do that too. So that might help. That's
Okay.
all. AA0HF.
It appears somebody just turned it on.
Hey, look at that.
Okay, with that, accept the December meeting minutes by acclamation. Do we have any objections? None noted. We'll go ahead and move on. We have the financials for January. Are there any corrections or questions for Gary? Seeing none, accept those by acclamation rather, and are there any objections? None seen. Thank you very much. Reports.
This
Mr.
is
President?
Doug N3VEJ. Clay, there are two other sets of minutes that have to be approved.
Pardon me?
There are two other sets of minutes, one for the special meeting to appoint resident agent and award secretary, and the January minutes.
Oh, okay. I apologize. I scanned right over those. Catch up. Okay. January meeting minutes. Any corrections there? I think I said January earlier, but we were actually doing the December. I bumped my wheel on my mouse and the agenda in front of me went flying. Okay, January, are there any corrections for that? Okay, accepted by acclamation. No objections. Okay, those passed. And the January financials. Any questions on those for Gary?
Those were already approved.
Okay.
It's the
Did we
special
have-
meeting to appoint resident agent that had to be approved.
Oh, okay. And the okay, I've caught up now. Special meeting minutes. I apologize, guys. I do this on two different computers. I have my laptop, which is what you're seeing, and then I have the agenda behind it. And my mouse is not, I have a trackball and it's not playing well with others. Okay, meetings for the special meeting that we had, appoint the resident agent and award. Do we approve those meetings, those minutes by acclamation? Okay, hearing no objections. Now we get to move on. Mr. President, or reports. Mr. President, do you have anything for us?
It's February. I've got no reports tonight.
Okay. Wards Committee, Rich is not here. What's that? Oh, I thought I heard something. I apologize. Ward Rich is not here. Bylaws. member communications, Gary, not yet available. I suspect. Do you have anything to add or?
No, I don't have anything to add.
Okay. IT task force. I do not see Matt. Mac, do you have anything to say about the 2006 eyeball?
I don't see Mac on here.
I saw him a little while ago.
Yeah, he was on.
Okay. Election monitor's report is attached. Do we have any of the election monitors? Okay. New business certification of elections. The following have been declared by the election monitors to go. I keep hearing things in the background. I don't know if it's background or somebody jumping in, so I apologize if I pause. The board is asked to certify the results of the elections. President elected was KL70R. Second area director, the winner is N2XTT. Fourth area is K9GWS. Sixth area WY6N. Eighth area W8NET. And 10th area was W6PNY. With that, we will vote for a certification of that, starting with first area.
Congratulations to all. KB1XP approves.
Okay, thank you. Second area.
I can't approve myself, can I?
Yep.
You
can.
just,
Of course you
you're
can,
just,
Peter.
yeah, you're just certifying that the election is accurate.
Approve.
Okay. Third area.
Approved. KE3HAY.
Fourth area.
Approved. K9GWS.
Fifth area. WA6LBU. Sixth area.
Sixth area approves WY6N.
Okay. Seventh area.
Seventh area approves K7PGL.
Okay, thank you. There's no eighth area. Ninth area. Did Roger?
Yeah,
Roger
Roger's
drop
on
off?
mute.
What's
Ninth
that?
area approved WN-ROG.
Oh, okay. I heard you. 10th area.
AA0HF approves.
Okay, and DX.
E3CMB DX area approves.
Okay, president and vice president.
Vice President approves. Let me think about this for a minute. I approve. KL70R.
Okay.
I've got just a comment about this. Is I think we need to change the name of or the item on the agenda, because our members have already voted and there's absolutely nothing at this point the board can do about the election. I mean, we've got two people doing checks and balances, and I mean, I think it needs to come to the board, but is there ever a chance that we would even disapprove this? So anyway,
That would be pretty tough to do, Dean.
Yeah.
I know, exactly, right. And I think this should basically be more of a congratulations to the incoming people and whatever. So I'd like to, going forward, kind of change that rather than certification, something a little bit softer, but still, I think we need to bring it to the February meeting. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Comment.
Comment that sounded like Keanu.
Yeah, it is. Quick question, Craig, Dean, somebody can answer this. What happens if somebody challenges the results in that particular case? Do we still certify it then, regardless of what they feel? Or if that were ever to happen, how is it handled?
So I'll tell you what my philosophy has been over the last 8 years is that I, as president of the club, do not have any vision of what the outcome of the election was other than vote counts. So the voting is all handled by the election committee. I think if there was a challenge, then it should have gone back to the election committee prior to February. I mean, it should happen immediately. But the question is that, if you look at some of the vote counts that we had, how do you challenge something where there's only one or two votes for a director? Kind of hard. So, but yeah.
Perfect.
So I like I said, I know I don't know anything about the election while it occurs. Afterwards, I know as much as everybody else knows, and that is that, so many votes were cast for this person, that person. And if it was to be challenged, then I think it probably needs to come back to the board, and the board needs to instruct the election committee to recalculate. That's the best I can offer.
Yep.
Is it okay?
And I would agree, Keon. Hopefully this never happens, but it's not about the board. The board has no power whatsoever to overturn that election. If somebody were to query it, it would be more querying the validity of the vote count. And that would be it. And as Dean said, we would certainly send that back to the elections committee for a recount.
That works. Thanks a lot.
One comment.
Go ahead.
So I don't disagree or
Call
agree.
sign.
Oh, sorry.
A0HF. I would say that we just have to be thoughtful about not doing the confirmation that occurring is actually in the constitution of the club, but after the confirmation by the board. So if the board wanted to change that, sure, but probably there's more to it than a declaration. We're not going to confirm.
We collect enough information from individual members when they vote, things like IP addresses, and we cross-check those. Those cross-checks are done independently, and then they are compared in parallel with each other and confirmation. And again, since we've had this crew doing the elections over the last 6 or 7 years, they've never come back to me and said, hey, we've got this problem with this or this kind of a thing. So, and we haven't had any that I know of double voting. So, in other words, one person basically votes and then I come to Eric's house and vote. Well, technically that would be a second vote because it's a different IP address, but whatever they do, they get them matched together so that it doesn't appear to be a second vote. And we haven't had that problem with the new voting system. I mean, Matt's done a really good job with the programming of the back end to prevent a lot of that stuff. So I think we're in good shape, but I still think that if there's a challenge, I think the challenge needs to come to the board, and all we can do is ask the election committee to revalidate. So.
Comment B3CMB.
Go ahead, Craig.
Yeah, and I think Dean Eric was more along the lines, not necessarily of having to recount or the validity of that part, but if the Constitution says we have to, and it wasn't a motion tonight, there was no motion that we have to approve, but that we have to authorize the results or whatever the wording is in the Constitution. That's what we certainly need to look at. And maybe we do have to keep doing this, but we'll look at it, right? There's no motion. So there's not a motion we're voting on. We're just confirming the results, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It's a procedural step, Dean.
Yeah.
Craig, we have what's today's date? Today is the 14th, so we have about 16 or 15 days that we can tap into Eric and have him help us.
Why are you asking about the date? You didn't get your wife flowers?
What's that?
Why are you asking what the day is? You didn't get your wife flowers for Valentine's Day?
Yeah, right. Can we continue, Clay? I think
we can. I just, occasionally we like to watch you squirm. I'm going to pay for that later, I'm pretty sure. Okay, with that, where were we? Okay, I got to the bottom of the list. So the election is certified, and we move on to the replacement of the printer motion 2602A. Rationale is we had a discussion that we should purchase a new printer rather than shipping the one that Ben has to Rich for a number of reasons. One, we're risk damaging the printer in transit, and we'd end up buying it anyway, and it's cost prohibitive to ship it. So, do I have a second on this motion?
Second,
Second,
and to
KE3.
XTT.
Oops.
Okay. The loudest was Peter and to XTT. I heard you. Okay, hang on a second. I heard you, Keon, but Peter beat you. There is a comment.
No, I
I
think
heard-
that was
I thought I
Peter
heard
just
somebody
saying
say
something,
comment.
but I'll turn up the amp. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, your audio. You're not into the band pass all the way. Okay, we have a second. Is there a comment or any discussion? Okay, hearing none, we shall go to a vote. First area.
Start with the DX, please.
Oh, okay. That I apologize, Doug. I forgot what month it was.
No problem. That's why
We're
you have
going
me.
to the bottom of the list to start with Craig, DX.
B3 CMB is now, I guess, at the top of the list. We approve.
Yeah.
Yay!
We're off to a good start.
Yes. 10th area.
AA0HF approves.
Okay. 9th area.
W9 ROG approves.
Okay. 7th area.
K7PGL approves.
6th area.
6th area, WY6N approves.
Okay. 5th area approves WA6LVU. 4th area.
Approve K9 GWS.
3rd area.
KE3HAY approves.
Okay. 2nd area.
And to XTT approves.
Okay. And 1st area.
And last but not least, Craig, I know how you feel. KB1XP approves.
And President, Mr. President, or Vice President, sorry.
Sammy, you're not correct. You're not the last. Vice President and President approve.
Okay, so that motion passes. And that takes us down to question and answers with the directors and officers. I guess that opens it up to everybody in the gallery. Any questions? I see Jeff shaking his head no. That's a good thing. He's the second biggest beard in the gallery. Okay, with that,
there.
what's that?
Gary is there.
It's always raising my hand here.
Oh, okay.
Like-
Yeah, go ahead, Gary. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I guess it's the most appropriate time to talk about this. But I had a 4th area member come to me, and I think it's a pretty good idea. And I just want to share it with the board. We're going to work through some details on this. But what the suggestion was, and this is just fun, it doesn't really have anything to do with awards or nets or anything else. To try to set up a time, and we're thinking probably like a Sunday afternoon when we don't have a lot of other nets running. And we would do an FT8 net. In other words, we get on there and use an FT8 to contact each other. And the thought is it might create some, excitement, some enthusiasm. We might pick up some new members doing this, and don't know for sure, but I thought it might be worth a try. And like I said, I don't have a lot of details yet. We have to work through those, but I just sort of wanted to make the board aware in case you heard about it, that we're going to try something like that. So.
Okay. Anybody else?
Just a comment, just to dovetail what Gary's saying, is that the goal here isn't to attempt to start running nets necessarily on 150, or on FT8, but to have a presence on FT8. Did I get that right, Gary? No,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It would be impossible to run a net on FT8, right? I mean, that's not even possible. But this was the idea was something that would be fun. And we know when our members are having fun, they're more active. And it's like you just see that around the eyeball, right? Everybody's having fun, and we get much higher check-ins and things. So, something that we'd try and see, and if it seems to have an impact in terms of creating some excitement for the club, we'll continue doing it. If not, we'll stop doing it. Simple as that.
Well, a couple years ago, Roger and I spent, I don't know, a couple hours trying to work each other on every band on FT8. And it took a little bit of time. I think we managed to squeak out most of the HF bands.
So we would probably do this on 20 meters, because we're going to do it on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
That's at least the thinking right now. So we'd probably do it on 20 meters.
Okay.
So like after the 20-meter net is over, just announcing that net that you're going to FT8?
Yeah. Well, we would promote it ahead of time, Doug. Hopefully
Yeah.
people would know about it. It wouldn't be leave the 20-meter net and go directly to FT8. People would know about it, and people that weren't on the 20-meter net, for one reason or another, might join in. And we'd probably since there's no one running it, okay? I mean, it's not like you need it. There's no net control or anything. So we would probably set up maybe a 2 or 3 hour window when we would say, okay, hop on FT8 and see if you can make some contacts. And we haven't, and there's a lot of details to work out. We haven't figured out what frequency or anything else we want to try to be on. So, but again, this is more of an FYI so that people aren't surprised.
Okay. Anything else? Or I'm sorry, Gary, are you done? Gary, are you done?
I'm done.
Okay.
Thanks, Clay.
Mr. President is holding up his finger, and it's the appropriate finger. So go ahead, Dean.
I would like to ask the board what their thoughts are of trying to move off of 3905 chat group onto Hamtown as our official reflector and really promote that as the official place, because there seems to be some confusion sometimes with a few of the new people coming in. What reflector do I need to belong to? I didn't hear about that one or whatever, but I don't know how long we want to continue with chat group. I'm looking for feedback because I think we need to figure out what we want to do going forward, and I don't want to make that decision on my own. So, and I'd be more than happy to hear any comments of either yes or no, or am I all wet or whatever.
I think having one channel is very, very beneficial.
Yeah, and again, Dean, I haven't really thought this through. I think one channel, as you say, Clay, is very beneficial. But we're using Groups IO on everything else, right? So, that seems to be the de facto for us when it comes to the board reflector, the NCS reflector, the awards committee reflector. Maybe the chat group just goes back to Groups IO, unfortunately, or fortunately, however the case might be.
Problem is that we don't have ownership of chat group. It's being held by an individual, not by the club, where the Hamtown is now controlled by the club.
Question: Isn't chat group on groups.io?
Yeah, they're all on groups.io. Yeah, they're all right.
Okay.
It's just that we have no say in the moderation of that group. There hasn't been any problems, but it just sort of like, for me, I have to double post everything every month to get the word out. And at some point, people, why, or I didn't know about Hamtown, or I didn't know about this. I got one this past week, and they didn't know about Hamtown. So, and yes, you're right, Craig. We have individual groups for, like, the awards committee has a group, the NCS Reflectors has a group, the board has a group. We have Hamtown, and those are all groups that are managed by Century Club functions. In other words, for example, when Ben stepped down, he relinquished control. He gave them back to me, and then I reassigned them to the new leaders of those appropriate groups. So So, for example,
except chat.io.
I don't have any control. I can't, I'm not an admin to that group.
Okay. Okay, didn't know that. So the board, or not the board, but the club has control over all the other group IOs,
Right.
except the chat.
Right. KB3PU owns chat group.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't realize that.
Sorry about that. And I'm just saying that I would like to work. That's Jeff. I'd like to work over the months to come is that we really promote using Hamtown and try to getting it built up. So, and then I think at some point down the road we should write. I can in a few months I can write Jim an email and say that we like to transition off of chat group, throughout the year, and just let him know what we're trying to do, so that he doesn't feel like we're doing the the chop to him kind of a thing. So.
No, Jeff got a question. Then I have a follow up. You're the culprit,
We're
Jeff.
getting QRM'd by some HF.
That's slightly off frequency.
Yeah, you're off frequency. Jeff, I muted you because it was garbled. So
Still.
What, Jeff? Why don't you sign out, come back in again, and then we'll ask your question.
Well, let me do my follow up while we're waiting for Jeff to come back. Dean, has anybody approached KB3PU and asked him, can you let the club give that to the club, or relinquish it and let the club control it?
I'll do that too. I think we need to figure out what one we want to do. I mean,
yeah.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll send Jim an email and ask him what his goal is for the chat group, and if he wants to turn it back over to the club, or what he wants to do with it. So,
okay,
and then I'll come back next month to the club. Let me get Jeff checked back in again real quick. So.
While you're doing that, I'll answer. Dave, Alpha India 4 Kilo, had a question about how do we get people to stop using chat group. Well, what we would do is we'd make Hamtown the official, and that's the only place we'd be posting, club information. So people would have to get on Hamtown, unless we can get control of chat group. There's no way to stop people really from using it.
But what's the point of having two parallel groups?
None.
Yeah.
More work.
But to Dean's point, Doug, the way it is right now, I'm the same way. Every time I have to post something that's of general interest at a club, I got to put it on both of them,
Me too.
because I don't know who's on what.
I know. Me too. Every month. The meeting notices, Yep.
We've got about 200 members on, we have about 200 people on Hamtown and about 350 to 400 on chat group. And I'm not sure how many are on both of them. So go ahead, Jeff.
I was just wondering if we want to stay on, is it bad?
No, perfect.
Perfect.
If we wanted to stay on groups.io, could we just change it to like talk group or instead of chat group?
Oh, say that again?
Instead of if we don't have control of chat group and we wanted to stay on groups.io, could we just change it to like talk group instead of chat group?
It's Hamtown. It's what it is. We're invested in Hamtown.
Okay.
But, why are we invested in Hamtown?
I will send Jim an email, and let me report back in the March meeting of how that went. Okay. Let's do that. We don't see Jim on the nets hardly at all. He's not going to the eyeballs anymore. He may want to give it up. So I'll get a hold of him. So okay, good feedback. Thank you. I'm done. Finally.
Okay. Anything else? I see your hand, Brad. Sort of. Go ahead, Brad.
He's no audio. He's muted. Brad, you're muted.
I think you're muted on your end, Brad.
How about that microphone?
Okay.
That's
That
fine.
works? Okay. There's too many microphones on this computer. Just a general comment about the reflectors. I'm not on Hamtown because the description of it on the website is general friendly chat. I have enough groups like that. I only went to the 3905 chat GP because that one seemed to be specific to the club, whereas Hamtown just seemed to be a generic ham chat, and I'm on enough of those. So whatever one you're going to settle on, make sure the name of it is obvious that it is specific to 3905, because what's on the website right now is not.
Good point.
Yeah.
I noticed that too, Brad, because I just went to see what was there.
Good.
And once decisions and that are made, we can that's easy to fix. Anything else?
Sorry, yes, just one other, if I may.
Go ahead.
The boards of directors of clubs don't hear this often enough. Thank you for what you do from the membership. Because I know I'm on a board, I'm the president of a board of directors of another nonprofit. And I know how much work it can take. So from the club, thank all of you. And thank you to the new people that stepped up to take new roles on.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We
Yeah.
certainly appreciate that. A lot of times we get, and I'm sure I speak for all of us, we can get phone calls from folks that are upset about one thing or another, and all they want to do is yell. I do have one person in my area that his tone of voice on the phone usually starts out pretty aggressive. I've hung up on him once. That kind of got his cooled his jets a little bit, because I was at work and I'm not going to get yelled at by anybody while I'm at work. But you know, he was upset about something, and we managed to get it fixed. So, but we certainly appreciate. Yeah, we certainly appreciate anybody telling us thank you and that. So
Absolutely, we do. B3 CMB for Doug. You know what, Clay? We should give ourselves a bonus raise for the times that we have to go through those sort of scenarios. We financially get a bonus for that.
I think put another 0 on the paycheck.
So Brad, let me just say this, is that you probably would be sending us a little bit different of a message had you been a member 8 years ago, because we have a lot of toxicity going on, and I will say that we don't have that anymore. We have it's really refreshing, it really is. So, and you know, it's like with the resignations and with Dwight's passing and all this kind of stuff. I mean, those are the kinds of things that really make a big difference with those Groups IO things. So yeah. But I will, like I said, I'll talk to Jim, and perhaps Jim might just say, hey, I'll turn it over to you, and then what I'll do is I'll turn it over to Gary, and we'll be done with it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nick, I got to add on to what I said now. Keep in mind, I know sometimes people are idiots and a-holes. I get that. Keep in mind, you don't know what people are going through, and you don't know what this club may mean to someone. I haven't shared with very many people in the club. I got diagnosed with PTSD about a year ago, and I've been off work for almost a year. I'm a week and a half minus the anniversary of dealing with a gun in a school. This club has meant a lot to me, because it is, early on, I couldn't do anything except this. This is one of the few things in the first couple of months that I could do. So this club means a lot. And you never know the impact you're having on someone. And I got to turn my audio off.
Thanks for sharing, Brad. Just to let you know, this is being recorded. So now, Sammy, if Brad, if you're okay, or I'll let you talk with.
No,
okay,
it's
okay.
fine. Don't mind. I knew it was being recorded. I thought about saying something before I said it.
Okay, thank you.
We can definitely leave it in.
Hey,
Yeah,
Brad, when we close the meeting, why don't you stick around for a while? And let's take some other discussion. So all real positive, but I think I would like to suggest that unless there's any other business, that we kind of close the official meeting and go to chat. So
okay. With that, if there's no objections, we'll adjourn the meeting. I'm not
I
hearing
second it.
any.
I second
Okay.
it.
Okay, the meeting's adjourned.